Washington State has had the Extreme Risk Protection Order law in effect since December of 2016. An Extreme Risk Protection Order, also known as ERPO, is a civil court order to intervene prior to a gun violence tragedy occurring. When folks are exhibiting behavioral health crisis, meaning either threats to self or others, this is a tool that law enforcement and family members can petition the court to limit one's access to firearms. My advice to fellow law enforcement and family members in other states that are considering extreme risk protection order laws is to make sure that you have connection with your system players. You need to make sure that you're training law enforcement and family members, that you're working with your clerk's office and other officials and judges to make sure that there's a process in place for when the crisis occurs. And then to familiarize yourself with the law so that when you are before the judicial officers, you're also educating the court and others about this new law. Something that was really significant in our unit was the ability to bring together our local county prosecutor, the local city attorney, Seattle Police Department, and the King County Sheriffs, all to come together with a memorandum of understanding that there is value in doing this firearms prevention work, including extreme risk protection order. As a firearms prosecutor, my role is to guide and assist law enforcement and family members through each phase of the court process, from the petitioning, going to the judge, to the actual full hearing. And then my role is to also follow up and make sure that respondents that are subject to these orders have surrendered their firearms. There's been protection orders in our state for domestic violence victims for 30 years. And so the legal standards are the same and the protection, the process is very similar. In the beginning, a lot of extreme risk protection order cases came in where there are threats of self-harm. And then a shift after the last couple months to include more cases with threats to others. So this is a tool to allow law enforcement and family members to intervene prior to really reduce gun violence deaths, both suicides and then acts of homicidal violence as well.